What's up, everybody? We are back for another episode of Champagne Gains. I'm Coach Beckyn.
Coach Kiki is here.
Last week, we were both at a NPC seminar. Yours was NPC too, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You got
We
Miss
don't do
Sandy.
those
I got
together.
Tyler.
Yeah, yeah, we both had some big names in front of us last weekend.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the seminar for you?
Getting to see Mo.
Yes.
Absolutely. We love Mo. She's been watching me compete since um the very beginning.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to get in front of her again this season.
I feel like it's Sandy was there and it's just this weird thing. Like, does she remember me when I look like now? Like, no. Sandy sees so many people. Like, she's not gonna see me in a crowd and be like, even though I felt so proud. She had my foot. I am like a standard on their slideshow. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. I mean,
Yeah. Well, and then Kayla, my one of my bikini clients, she was at a posing seminar on Sunday in Michigan, and she was like, yo, Beckon was just on this slideshow when they were talking about bikini. I didn't have a chance to take a picture of it because I was taking notes, which was adorable. But I'm like, yes. So yeah, you are the standard out of, and like, not that you aren't like a big deal or anything, but like there are other national shows throughout the year.
right? That's
So you,
true.
yeah.
Very true. They still had a bunch of pictures from the 2023 nationals in there too. So I was
Mhm.
like, wow, they literally took the time to like put mine in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, my client Alicia was there with me and she had a notebook. She was also taking notes. And she Sandy was talking about like hiring a coach. I saw her write down prep coach and then I was like, excuse me. And
You
she
don't
saw
need
me
to
look
for that
like
anymore.
side-eyeing her and she wrote done.
Check. It's like when you make a to-do list and you're like I'm making the to-do list and I know the next thing that I'm going to do. I'm still writing that shit on there.
Oh
Sometimes,
yeah. Oh
sometimes even if
yeah.
I did it, I'll write it on there just so I can cross it off. And like I'm doing, since I'm like close to my show, everything is in a list. Everything, a to-do list, everything is there. And it can be like the littlest thing, like wash the dishes or move the clothes from the washer to the dryer. Like literally everything is
You
on a to-do
remember
list.
when we were at my sister's house when we were in Minnesota together and you were looking at her to-do list that day and shower was on there?
Yeah. I haven't gone far where it's like brush teeth. Like,
Okay, side note, this is disgusting. I got a tongue scraper at Target yesterday, and I was like disgusted when I actually did it because I listened to this podcast about functional dentistry. They had a Mind Pump hosted someone or had someone on their podcast. And first of all, I'd never heard of that. And second, I was like, wow, that is crazy information. Like you can for sure reverse cavities if they're in a starting stage. There was about like basically jaw structure and how we are now only chewing. So back in the, caveman days, they were chewing like there wasn't dentists back then and like all their skeletons have like immaculate teeth, right? Immaculate like jaw structure. They had all their wisdom teeth. Like we used to chew for like 4 hours a day. We chew for average of 4 minutes a day now. Yeah. Because
wild.
all of our food is just like mush and processed and just like so highly palatable, I assume. And it just is like so bad for your teeth. And like there's even differences between like babies' tooth structure if they're like breastfeeding versus bottle feeding, and like basically telling people to have them chew on things like carrots like that are actually going to like give you like work out your jaw and like give you good teeth because there's like spacing issues. It's just crazy. I
That's
did
wild.
not realize functional dentistry was a thing, but I'm all on board with it because of when I went to the dentist and they're like, you have 5 cavities. I'm like, if I have a cavity, I should be able to feel it in my mouth. But I get it. Like I get that it's like maybe the start of a cavity, but don't tell me
Yeah.
to get a filling. Tell me how to reverse it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not spending money to fill this cavity.
No, I'm gonna go spend money on my Invisalign.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, anyway, she was talking about like mouth health and like tongue scraping and flossing, which we all know I do. Um, and then how like doing your toothpaste like isn't really supposed to foam, but people just like it because it feels clean.
Clean. Yeah.
I like foaming toothpaste.
I like foaming
I would
toothpaste.
feel so weird if I was just brushing it. It would be like in Shrek when he brushes his teeth with the slime from the bug.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the same thing with like shampoo too. Like when I was using Monet, like their shampoo doesn't um like foam up, and it's so weird to get used to.
That is really weird. I would not feel, yeah, that's when I would not feel clean. Like I could see the tooth thing, but like when my hair is really nasty, like it's been,
I need to foam that shit.
yeah, yeah. And I can always tell like because I shampoo twice. First
Mhm.
shampoo doesn't really foam because it's like so freaking dirty and like full of dry shampoo. But the second one, that's when it foams. I,
Yeah. It's like that's so I just got this new like Korean skincare. Um
oh,
they've been like it was on my TikTok or whatever, and I didn't want to like buy it off of TikTok. I wanted to buy it off of Amazon. So I ended up getting like this different brand, but it's like they in Korea or wherever why how it started, it's like an oil based. So same thing with like a double shampoo. It's like an oil based cleanser that pulls the stuff out of your pores, and then you go in with like the foaming cleanser. It feels so amazing. I like the first night that I used it, I'm like, oh, this is the best thing that I have ever purchased
dude,
ever.
was it
And
expensive?
no, it wasn't that bad. And you don't use that much. I
Mhm.
bought it off Amazon.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
send me that shit.
yeah, it feels so good. It hasn't treated my acne yet, but like I'm just trusting the process. Trusting the process.
Is the Accutane like mess you up hormonally? Because I don't know. Someone said something to me about that the other day. Like maybe not hormonally, but like emotionally.
Oh, it definitely messes with your
Oh,
hormones.
really?
Yeah,
Okay, I did not know that.
yeah. Um, I'm pretty sure Justin Mahaley has talked about that before.
Huh. I'll have to do more. I mean, not that I need it. I just had never heard of that.
Yeah.
But yeah. What else? What else do we got? Speaking of acne, let's talk about body image.
Hair, skin, teeth,
Skin
body
body.
image. So yeah, I mean, we just kind of want to talk about body image, and it came up with one. I texted Beckyn after one of my clients checked in, and she was just dealing with like body image issues, and it's not like an ongoing thing for this client. It was just kind of like a one-off thing note that she made in her check-in, and I was like, girl, like you are in your improvement season. Like you can't expect to feel so good in your body every single day. You know, regardless of what phase of your journey is like you are in, there's going to be days where you don't feel good about
Yeah.
yourself. You know, even if you hit a new low on the scale and you look at yourself, like that's how like I am right now. I'm like, oh shit, I'm too small. That's a bad body image. Or like when you're going through your divorce and maybe, or in your improvement season and you had a really big meal and then the scale spiked up and you're like, oh my God, I just ruined all of my progress. I'm fat now and all this stuff. And it's just like, we just need to accept the fact that there are going to be days where, our body image is not at the tip top, you know?
Yeah. I'm a great person to talk about this right now. Because I feel like it's okay to feel uncomfortable. I mean, but it's not okay to like just be letting that consume you, you know. There's like a season for everything. And I'm in this season where it's like you can't be you've heard it once, you've heard it like you'll hear it again. You cannot be stage lean all the time. That is not healthy for you, like whatsoever, and it's not realistic. And so right now, like I need to actually like talk about this like on Instagram or whatever, but right now I'm trying to lead by example for my clients and just people in general of like, okay, I want to do a cut. I would love to start a cut right now, but I also want to have an easy cut. And that means I'm going to continue to build my calories up. Like I just upped them yesterday for the last time before I started cutting a month. But I want to be consistent with that. And you need to be consistent with what you're doing before you're going to be able to have like an easy cut or like a successful one.
Yeah.
So like it's like putting in the earning your cut, basically. Like putting in the work, being consistent, and then I'm also like my step goal right now is not very high. And then so it's just going to be so easy, like when I do that, to like pull from high calories and then just like bump up cardio a little bit or my steps. So, but yeah, I want to like start a cut, but I also like not fat,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
And you may look at yourself one day and be like, oh, damn, I look good. Next day, you may not feel yourself. And that
Yeah.
could be, there's so many factors that can contribute to that, like just overall stressors. Um,
Hmm.
if work is stressful, maybe you didn't get a good night's sleep, you wake up the next day and you're like tired and exhausted mentally, physically, and if step on the scale or even just look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I hate the way I look, or oh, I hate this, like you're just building on that problem.
Yes.
Accept the fact that, what, okay, don't love how I look today. So what am I going to do to get my mindset into a better place? Because you're
Hmm.
never going to be able to grow as an athlete, as a human, if you're like always like in a like bad mental space. Like you have to get your mind right first and foremost to be able to continue to grow or also earn a cut. Like, I don't want you to be at the end of your improvement season and you're like, I hate the way I look, blah, blah, blah. And then when we go into a cut, you're still going to have those issues. Just
Hmm.
because you're in a cut and we're losing body fat is not going to take away those bad body image like issues that you have,
It
so you
could
have to
make them
look,
worse.
yeah, it's going to make it worse.
Yeah, you have to be willing to get uncomfortable, like to grow. And you have like you're saying, it's not really just a body image issue. That's you being uncomfortable in your skin and not fulfilled or content with what you're at. And I promise you, looking a certain way is not going to make you feel that way. Like when my 2021, well, even my 2020 show, I was not in a good place mentally, but I was fucking diced and I looked hot as hell. But like, did that fix my marriage? No. That was, I mean, and like my feelings of like discontentment in my life, absolutely not. Being shredded isn't gonna make you like feel a certain way about yourself or bring you fulfillment or a true happiness.
Yeah. And it's like I said, even if you are cut and diced, like you're still going to wake up some days and not like the way that you look. So, and
Mhm.
as much as we want to, we have this like idea and picture in our head of what we want to look like, how we want to feel, we have to like be with us where we are right now.
Yeah.
And also not live in the past either. Be like, oh, I used to look like this, or um X, Y, or Z. Like you need to like be in the present and be happy with what you're doing.
Mhm.
Yes, it's great to strive for those next goals to continue improving. Yes, that's the whole point of, bodybuilding, whether you are a competitor or not, you're trying to build your body, you're building your brain, building your mindset, and like you can't you want to reach for those goals, but you also have to like be okay with where you are at right now, knowing that you will continue to improve.
Yes. Yeah, I actually, after we talked about doing this topic, I listened to a Mind Pump episode about body image, and it wasn't really about body image, but it was more so about people's mentality around their bodies. Like if you, it's really kind of an aha moment when you realize I might have a bit of an issue with if you can't skip the gym, if you can, or like miss a workout. Um, I mean, not in prep, don't skip workouts in prep, or like go out to eat without being so worried about what you're going to be eating, or like, like the orthorexia attitude, or
Mhm.
not really an attitude, the orthorexia situation with some people, which is just means like tracking every single thing that you eat. Um, that is not, that's when you become a slave to your fitness and a slave to looking a certain way. And that's not good for you.
Yeah. And that, I mean, I've dealt with that.
Mhm.
Like I'm only training 3 days a week. So when I first had to do that at the gosh, probably, I don't even remember, last May or June, I've only been training 3 days a week. That was so hard because mentally I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lose all these gains. I'm not like being able to release that dopamine in the gym. Um, I'm going to get fat because I'm not trained, like I'm not expending as many calories. And that's like really hard to deal with. And like even this past weekend when I was in Charlotte, the judges told me that I was, conditioning was where it needed to be. So I'm like, okay, cool, that's awesome. And then I had, my normal burger and fries refeed. And then the next freaking morning, you know, um, Ben made me breakfast before I got on the road. And it was like probably a half package of like the pre-made rice, maybe 4 to 6 whole eggs,
I was wondering about that breakfast.
probably 6+ ounces of 93.7 beef, and like 3 slices of turkey bacon. Yo, like, and it wasn't weighed out. And I was however many weeks out from my show. So like during the drive home, I'm like, oh my God, we just ruined everything. No, no, we didn't. And so it's like, yes, we need, please don't do this, however, like when you're close to a show, unless it's directed by your coach.
Yeah, he
Uh,
made her breakfast.
and Ben knows what I need. But it's like you, we can get in our own ways where it's like, I need to just chill the fuck out
Mhm.
and know that I'm still making progress and that's what I need to get towards my goals. And I can't like be a slave to being 1000% perfect on every little thing. And every time I went into the gas station, like body check myself, which I didn't, because I trust Ben and what the plan is. So it's just a very weird mindset to be in that you can't just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with this, but it's like
It was
um
making sense. I was following you.
it you have to just like kind of shut your brain off
You
sometimes.
do. Yeah. And that's why it's um beautiful to have a coach because they will, I mean, obviously Kiki's in prep, but like a good coach, if you have these like things about you, like they're going to help you work through them in the way that's going to be best for you. Like if you have to train 7 days a week, your coach is going to help you like pull away from that in the way that you're comfortable with. And then you're gonna like see that, oh, I don't have to be doing this and I'm getting better results
Yeah.
because that is
And
most of the
my muscle
time what
didn't go
happens.
away.
Unless what?
And my muscle didn't go away.
Oh, right, right. It
You know,
takes so much. I mean, it takes so much to like to lose muscle, and so little to like keep it. Like this is another thing I learned on Mind Pump. They were like, talking about how even like seasoned athletes or like bodybuilders or people that have been lifting, whatever you want to call them, if the amount that it takes to actually build muscle is like two like full body, like heavy workouts a week. Like that, you can still build muscle. Obviously, if your diet is like dialed, and just like so, yeah, it's two, and like people that don't lift even lower than that because you get the newbie gains. Like there's just people do too much
yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, and like the body follows the mind. So of course, if you're always concerned about not being big enough or not being lean enough or I don't like the way X, Y, or Z looks, that's going to become your reality.
Yes.
So if I continue to tell myself that I have small glutes, when I look in the mirror, what am I going to see? Small glutes.
Hmm.
Be able to see the progress
Hmm.
that I am making. And, when I do have bad body image days, like what I tell myself, because I have to talk myself out of a hole too, like accept the fact that, you know what, today's a bad body image day. We're in that hole, but we can't stay there. We have to do something to get ourselves out of that hole.
Yeah.
Um, and whether there's like a couple different things, just depending on how you're feeling. Like if I have a bad body image day, maybe I put on a big old sweatpants and a big t-shirt, or I wear my favorite fucking workout outfit. And,
Hmm.
just to get yourself to like not focus on the bad and fill your cup up with something else that isn't related to your physique.
Right.
You know, if I have a bad body image day, I'm like, bet I'm gonna go get gas station coffee to treat myself or something that's just like to bring like light into you, so you're not just like look at yourself and you hate it, and then you're like, well, I'm just gonna sit in this suck the entire day and hope tomorrow is better. No, make
No.
a conscious choice to switch your mindset around it.
Yeah. Don't sit in the suck. Not for that. And just don't pick yourself apart in the mirror.
Yeah.
Also, if you don't have to, don't weigh yourself every day, like if that's something that you're focused on, and if the day is ruined because you're 2 pounds heavier one day, that is not that's bad red flag. You have some mental body image issues that need to be considered.
Yeah.
That should not be ruining your day.
I was posing with Ben the other night, and after all of my meals, and he was like, go check your weight. And I was like, no,
Uh,
no. I was like, Ben, I don't know if I want to do that. He's like, just go check your weight. We need to see what you wake up the next day and like see the difference. And I stepped on the scale and I was like a pound heavier than the morning. It's like, okay, I'm fine. Like, I'm fine. I was worrying for no reason.
right.
And it's like it's just so funny how that can like the scale can dictate your mindset. Like Beckon said, just don't step on the scale.
Yeah.
Um, or if you want to step on the scale, you have to prepare your mind first and foremost to not have some sort of attachment to it.
Hmm.
Because, like, if you step on the scale going into it being like, oh God, I hope I have a new low. Oh, I hope it's this number. And then you step on it and it's not that. Then what's going to happen? You're going to look in the mirror and being like, oh, I see that extra pound here. Or,
I hate when
uh,
people say that.
no. it's like it's going to ruin your day if you have the mindset already like there. So like if in prep, sometimes I tell my girls, you know what? Take your photos first,
Yes.
send your update. Like give me all of the update and then go check the scale. Because then you're talking about, oh, how great of a week this was. I killed this, I nailed this. Um,
How good you're feeling physically, maybe how
but
good you're looking in your clothes,
uh-huh.
all of
And
the
like
things.
and then if you stepped on the scale first and saw a number that you didn't want to see, you're going to, your update is then going to turn negative. You're
Mhm.
not going to be appreciative and grateful for the good week that you had because every day was nailed. You nailed this, you crossed off all the boxes, but just because that one little number on the scale, oh, well, I feel bloated today. Like, did you really feel bloated or was it like, so it's just you got to go into it with a good mind. And whether that's like not stepping on the scale or switching your mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. I gained 4 pounds and I can see it always kills me. I can see it in my stomach. I'm like, you can never see like 5 pounds, okay? Like that's so fucking hard to see, especially if it's like water weight, like, which
Or
it
you
usually
probably
is.
just need to fucking shit.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe 5 pounds wasn't excessive, but yeah. It's possible that you can like gain 5 pounds of water weight overnight. I have done it. Like,
Yeah.
don't tell me you can see that on your physique.
Yeah. Yeah. Get out of here.
Unless you're stage lean.
Yeah. And then we want to be fuller.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah. I think it's just, you got to do the mental work. And it's an ongoing thing. It's not like do some mental work for a couple of days. Oh, I feel better. And then,
It
okay, well,
took
it's
it
gonna
took
happen again.
Right. It took me years. I mean, that was after my 2022 prep and then before my 2024 prep. Like that's when my like body image, like obsession with the scale and like and food focus and everything. Like if you're focused on food, if you focus on the scale, like that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not normal and it's like do the mental work to realize maybe you are using your body or your like outlets like working out as a crutch for something.
Yeah. And I mean, you were a prime example in like just watching you transform mentally and physically in that full year off season that we did. Um, and that just made for such a great prep last year.
Mhm.
Obviously, you still had to push.
Yeah.
uh, but your mindset was in such a better place that like you just did the work, took Ben and I's feedback, and and then we ended up winning. And that's, I mean, that's not going to be the case with everyone, but like you're, regardless of if you would have won or not, you would have won, you
Yeah.
know, because you've
Right.
made such good improvements, not just physically, but mentally. Uh,
Hmm.
and it was great.
Yeah.
And that's just translating for you to be an even better coach because you did go through that, long transition year of us fixing your food relationship.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was first and foremost. And then same thing, like we weren't chasing any sort of number on the scale in that improvement season
Mhm.
or in prep.
Yeah. Yeah. This is one thing Sandy said last weekend, which was just so good to hear from her. Basically told everyone, don't change your life for bodybuilding. Like, don't quit your job, don't quit school. It's always going to be there, which is
Yeah.
what you say all the time as well. The stage is always going to be there. So it was so cool to hear her say that, even though she's like such a huge ambassador for the sport. Like, of course, she wants people to compete, but she's like, you don't change your life, don't change your life plans to look like for bodybuilding, to look a certain way.
Yeah. And they're just, it's not fun work to work on yourself. Like,
No.
no, you want to do that. It sounds boring. It sounds woo woo, blah, blah, blah. But it will pay off in the end because you want to just feel confident in your body, and can continue feeling good about your physique, about your life. Because you want to look when you're 80 years old, you want to look back on being in your 30s and realizing that you hated the way you looked every single day. No.
Mhm. Yeah, it will pay off. I promise. If you do the inner work, it does sound so woo-woo, but it's so true. It's so
Yeah.
true. Like we both been through it, so please take it from us. Please take it from us.
Yeah. And
You're
that's what
not,
we
and I
and that's
feel we
what we
can.
for our clients with that. Uh, obviously coaches are there to give you your training and your macros and supplement protocol and X, Y, or Z, but like that's like the bare fucking minimum.
We're
I
here to
don't even
support you.
I don't care about that. Like that's second nature to me to change someone's shit. Like
Hmm.
I want to help you as a person because then ultimately that's going to help you like
Oh, yeah.
execute protocols even better.
Hmm. I feel we cannot end this without the famous Kiki quote.
You don't have to wear a crown above your head that says your weight or your pant size. I was literally talking to one of my women last night at the group training. Um, and she was like, you know what? I don't need to be a size 3. And I was like, no, no, you don't. Because
Nobody needs to be a size 3.
it's like it doesn't matter. Like, and who knows that? You and the sales clerk probably doesn't even freaking remember.
Absolutely
You
not.
know, no one needs to know that. You are the only one. As long as it fits you, makes you feel good, I can wear whatever size you need.
Hmm. Yep. Could be bigger than the size that you think it is that you feel the most comfortable and confident in too. So,
Yeah, absolutely. So,
so
but body image.
don't worry about your body image.
Don't be a slob, but
Right, right. Please, please don't be a slob. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna end that. That's fine. Tell you off air.
well, if you're struggling with body image, or if you have any questions about coaching, mindset, physique, anything, Beckon and I are here to help.
We are available. You can find me on Instagram at Beckyn_IFBB Pro.
And you can find me at Kickers Laugh, IFBB Pro.
Give us a 5-star rating and review and let us know what you think. And we will see you next time.
Yes,
Cheers.
and empty coffee. Cheers.
Stanley LMNT cheers.
Oh, yum.
What's up, guys? Coach Kiki here. I just wanted to thank you for listening to this episode of Champagne Gains. If you loved this episode, please make sure you do all of the things like, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating and review, and share with your champagne bestie. Champagne Gains is also brought to you by Coach Kiki LFG Gym Gear. Unlock the full power of your workouts with Coach Kiki's Let's Fucking Grow hip bands, long resistance bands, cable ankle straps, and hip thrust pads. For all of your sprinkle booty gains, check out CoachKikiLFG.com. Thanks, guys. Cheers.